Hello, everyone, and welcome to Action Sunday. Now, remember what I said a couple weeks ago when I reviewed the movie Firepower that I wanted to review more movies with Roddy Piper? Well, I decided to do so with that, and of course, I immediately regret. So, one of the first Roddy Piper movies that came to mind was Hell Comes to Frogtown, and I wanted to see this and give my thoughts on it, and I immediately regret because, oh, good God, this was possibly one of the most painful viewing experiences ever because as much as I love Roddy Piper, people don't talk about this movie a lot because A is a bad movie. People also say this is, even though it's got a bit of a cult following, it's one of those kind of movies. But to me, this movie was bottom of the barrel, almost ungodly. Like to watch. Like this is an epitome of a B sci-fi movie. I mean, the marquee itself. You know, the promotional art, the poster looks nice and all, but oh good God, like this was a real painful viewing experience. Like the plot, if you want to call it that, is essentially just. Roddy Piper is just essentially signed to help repopulate the Earth because he's got a very high sperm count and he's got to work for this company MedTech and to go into the wasteland to Frogtown where there's a couple of human lady castaways that are essentially fertile. It's crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? Who wrote this? I'm like this. The plot sounds more like a setup for a softcore porn, and. Like, wow. I mean, like, it just boggles my mind. It's like, okay, crazy. And then to top it off, the title's misleading. They say Hell Comes to Frogtown. And, of course, I love the fact that, okay, it's a play on words. Here's Sam Hell. Who the hell is Sam Hell? It's Roddy Piper. He comes to Frogtown. Of course, Frogtown, if you want to call it that, they don't look like frogs. They look more like frickin' toads and lizards. Even the main villain looks like a fucking lizard. And like it just boggles my mind. I feel like this is just like a rib. It's like a cheap Mad Max knockoff, but instead of set in the Australian outback, it's set in Vasquez Rocks. And how I know because I can tell by the locations used. Because yeah, like come on, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that. But my goodness, as much as Roddy Piper's acting is okay, but everything else about this just really sucked. Like the slow moving stuff, the slow moving plot, the action when it comes to it is only happens during the last latter part of the movie. Like you got chase, there's explosions, there's a fist fight between Roddy Piper and the frog lizard guy, Lord, whatever it is, the guy that essentially runs Frogtown. It's crazy, and of course, it was funny, but I'm like, it's like they had a shoe in everything. It's like every 80s cliche into this movie, and it was just a really painful experience to watch. But yeah, I like the intro with the Beast V movie style intro. The music's fine, to a certain degree, but it to me every time when I look at some of these scenes, it's like it makes me think of okay, I'd rather be watching Mad Max instead of this. And I hate to rag on Roddy Piper, but still, Roddy Piper, he's no Mad Max, okay? He's just Sam Hell. So that which makes it funny. But it's like that's two movies where the main character's name is just kind of funny. It's like you have George Nada, which is Spanish for George Nothing. So he's nobody. He's a nobody. It's just Roddy Piper playing himself. And here you have Sam Hell, who is like, who the hell is Sam Hell? It's essentially like it kind of negates the whole name. It's like, okay, this guy has no idea who the hell he is. It's essentially just Roddy Piper again. So it's essentially Roddy Piper being Roddy Piper. Although I have reviewed other movies on this channel before, this one I think is bottom of the barrel, and that's why I'm giving this movie an absolute low score. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. That is as bad as I'm giving it because I want to rate it lower. But the one thing that I will redeem it for is like some of the cool set pieces with the music. But and of course, I really love the Vasquez Rocks saying even though it's a downgrade from Australia for if it's being a Mad Max thing, that was the art thing. But still, I'd rather be watching anything else but this. I'd rather be looking at Mad Max because trust me, there are some very bad Mad Max clones that have taken some themes or based their themes off of the Mad Max. Like there's there's Death Train, there's like so many other ones. But of course, dear God, if I ever gotta review them, I'm gonna need a shit ton of Jit and Jim Beam to watch them. All right, so I seriously just avoid this movie at all costs. If you're into this kind of movie, if you want to see some of Roddy Piper's best or worst works, if you in his career, this movie's available over on Tubi. All right. That does it for this week. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time. As you know, next Sunday is Easter, and you know I don't do movie reviews on Sunday, but I will come back, and when I come back, I'm going to be reviewing some action comedies starring Kevin Hart. I'll see you then. Till then, thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you then.